Now, one massive tip early game that I can't really stress enough while playing this game is when you're doing the crusades, I can't stress enough how important it is, once you have destroyed the enemies, to make sure that you destroy everything in every single room. This is majorly important, especially early game, because resources can be a bit scarce. But as you can see here, destroying things, especially more so the grass, will drop you grass. You might not have access to bones yet, but that comes pretty early on in the game anyway. But as I said, doing your crusades and making sure you destroy everything in each room that you come across just makes the process of getting things extremely easier. Now, the reason why grass is so important to acquire when you are doing your crusades, the big reason early game why getting grass in a crusade is massively important, is because you can craft the grassy gruel to cook as a food resource. As sort of berries that you'll normally grow, the seeds are hard to come by. Even if you're planting berry trees, you don't get many seeds back in return, but you can use grass. Now, as you can see, it takes 5 grass. You have got a debuff of 25% chance of causing illness. So I do recommend that if you are going to use this method and use grass, one of the best things to do, now you want to unlock the doctrine in your substance tree, and this one here, which is grass eater, so it'll be the second one that you can unlock in your substance, and that basically will give all your cult members the grass eater trait, which gets rid of that debuff of 20%. So that means that a nice easy food resource is just grass. You can just feed your followers lots and lots of grass, as it's easy to come by, especially if you're doing lots of crusades. Now, going back to how important it is to destroy everything in your rooms, is when you come across a shop on your crusade, it's very important to make sure you destroy everything you can in the room, because sometimes you will get free health like this, and other times you will get other items. See, I just got a bunch of health there, but you'll get other items like this. Now, these are basically small gifts. You can also get big gifts as well, and also nexuses that you can give to your followers to increase their loyalty. Now, another tip that you want to bear in mind when it comes to your followers' loyalty and the devotion you get from when you do the sermon every day is you can actually increase the amount of devotion you get from the sermon, not just by the amount of followers you have, but their loyalty as well. So as you can see here, each one of my followers is a different level. So he is level 2 and this one over here is level 3. Now, the higher the level of the follower, the more devotion you will get from your sermons. A good way to do this is, as much as possible, you want to go to your praise. Now, I have leveled up mine, so mine's now inspire. I get a +7 loyalty. So this is just a little way to help level them up. So you want to do this pretty much, especially more early game, you want to do this pretty much every day with all of your followers. You just want to go around, and if you are lucky enough, don't forget to use the gift item. So I have a few necklaces here, they all have different bonuses, but I'm just going to give him the small gift for now, because I believe this one's already got a necklace. And there we go, we have leveled him up, so now he should be level 4. Now, the bonus with leveling up as well is you also get monument shards as well, which is perfect because that allows us to head over to our crown, and we can use a crown offering, and we can get a new doctorate. Now, if you do want to maximize the loyalty you get from your followers when you're doing inspire and things like that, what you want to do is you want to head over to work and worship. You want to sort of go down this tree here. So I've gone for the faithful trait, which generates devotion 15% faster, but the next one is the one you want to do, which is inspire. So that replaces the bless action, converts it to an inspire action, so you get an extra loyalty when you use it. At the higher level all your followers are, the more devotion and stuff you will get when you do your sermon every day. Another tip for you is that when you're on your crusades and you come across these statues where you can steal your devotion from, once you steal the devotion, what you can do is when you attack them, you'll get a couple of stone from, and then they will rebuild themselves. Now, you might think this is quite pointless, but I'll show you what happens when you come back into the crusade and come across one of these statues again. So when you enter back into the crusade and you come across one of these devotion statues again, You will notice that if you destroyed it before, that there will be a red X that's painted on it. Now if you destroy it again, you will see that a portal will appear, just like so. Now what this portal does is if you go into it, it will allow you to skip the rest of the crusade and you will end up at the boss fight. Now I won't go any further just to avoid any spoilers, just in case you haven't done this crusade yet. But as I said, if you're going through the crusade, once you have completed that crusade and defeated the boss, if you have knocked down the statues that you can collect devotions from, then when you re-enter the crusade again, you can head back to the boss fight. Now this is perfect if you are trying to grind out certain items that the bosses drop to level up your gameplay. Another massive tip for early game is to try and make sure that you get a farm built as soon as possible. So to start with early game, you won't have the farmer's hut, so you'll have to do it manually. But I do recommend trying to get the farmer's hut as soon as possible, just to make it a little bit more automated. Now the farmer's hut will allow one of your followers to plant the seeds and water them, but they won't be able to fertilize. Now to get fertilizer, you want to try and keep hold of as much poo as possible. Your followers will produce plenty of it, and all you need to do is just head over to one of your crops, and when it's watered it will come up here and say add fertilizer, so you can fertilize your crops. I do highly recommend fertilizing them. It will just cause them to grow quicker and you get a slightly bigger yield from them as well. Another little tip, especially early game, is try not to let your shrine ever max out. Try and keep on top of it and keep harvesting your devotion, because once it reaches the maximum devotion it can hold, it won't be able to produce anymore. So once your followers aren't doing any other jobs, they will just pray at the shrine and provide you with lots and lots of devotion. Try not to ever let this get as full and keep on top of it. My final tip for early game is going to be regarding the resources. So especially early game when resources are limited, there's a few things that I highly recommend unlocking and building. So first of all, what I highly recommend is with your divine inspiration. I highly recommend first of all unlocking your farm plot. Then after your farm plot, what I do recommend is getting your lumber yard and your stone mine. Once you build these, which they will take a little bit of resources, but if you have harvested everything that your land has provided you at the start of the game, you should be pretty much alright to build these. Pretty much from the start of the game all the way to the end of the game, 2 of each, so 2 lumber yards and 2 stone mines will be perfectly fine. And these will just be able to automatically supply you with rock and wood. Now the other thing I do highly recommend getting as well, once you have enough divine inspiration to unlock it and then build it, is the missionary. Now the missionary, once you have built it, will allow you to send your followers to go and get resources. Now I have mine upgraded, so my figures will be a bit different, but when you start you should just have the lumber, stone, coin and meat. So this is another good way to get resources as well. Now the ways this works is the higher your loyalty on your follower, the higher percentage the success rate will be. So you want to try and pick one that's quite a high level. Then as you can see, it will take various days to complete the mission as well. So I'm a bit stuck on wood for the moment, so I think I'll just send one of my followers to go and get some wood. That should take a couple of days to go and get me some wood. Now on this next tip, I'm going to show you where you can find a little secret mini box which unlocks a special blueprint. So what you want to do on your crusades is look for the shop icon, and then what you want is a secondary icon, which is your fruit and vegetable icon, and you want to head to there. Now I found this little mini boss by mistake by just destroying things in the room. When I started destroying things in the room, I accidentally hit one of the NPCs, and as you can see, there is a reaction here from what I'm guessing is his lover, and it wasn't very welcome. So curiosity got the better of me and I just kept hitting him, and it turns out that she gets angry and decides to challenge you to a fight. Now she has got lots and lots of health, but she's not too difficult if you just take your time and you are wary with it. But once you have defeated her, as you can see, you get a blueprint. Now you can only build this blueprint once, which makes me believe that this is the only way to get this blueprint is through this little secret mini boss. But yeah, it's just a nice little secret that I come across that I thought I would share with everyone else. But there we go everyone, there's 5 incredibly helpful tips for your playthrough of Cult of the Lamb. Now if you like the look of this game and you want to see more content on this game, make sure you let me know down in the comment below. If you did find the tips helpful, make sure you hit that like button. and make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any more content. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.